What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cinco, a podcast that's always prepared and make sure that we talk about our top 5 on a weekly topic. This week's topic is rides. What does that mean? You'll find out in a little bit. But trust me, Enrique and Stevens are really prepared for me. This shit is wax for me, but we'll make it happen anyways. This week's show is brought to you by Toys R Us. You guys remember Toys R Us? I don't even have anything bad to say. I just fucking love Toys R Us growing up, bro. I think I went to Disneyland more than Toys R Us, speaking about rides, when I was a kid. So when I did get to go, god damn, that place was awesome. I didn't even mind it when they brought in the Babies R Us stuff in there. I was like, fuck, who gives a shit? It was still Toys R Us. Then when I think I went to Toys R Us so much when I was older because like my parents never took me to Toys R Us, but once or twice in my life. So it was cool, man. Toys R Us. Miss you. And I ain't talking about that bullshit in the Macy's that they trying to pawn off as a Toys R Us. You're like, oh, look, there's a Toys R Us in the back corner of Macy's now. The fuck out of here. I'm talking about Toys R Us, God damn it. That shit was cool. It was awesome. It's at Macy's, Stevens, yes.
It is?
Yeah.
That's how long I haven't been to the mall. I didn't even know that.
We can talk about that in a little bit. But it, as of like a year ago when I went into it, they were trying to bring them back in like Macy's and stuff like that. But it was those toys that like nerdy kids like, and I'm not talking about Legos. Like Legos are cool. It was like
the
fucking
science toys, the robotic.
It's like fuck erector sets. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like,
I was thinking about Toys R Us this weekend. I was just having because it's Christmas time,
Yeah, yes.
So
yes,
that was a big go-to during this time of year. So
yeah, you could get like that board game, that freaking action figure, that video game. There's bikes in the back. Like it was just cards. They had trading cards there and stuff like that. It was cool. Did you guys get to go a lot? I didn't get to go that much as a kid, but I went a lot when I was older. Did you guys get to go?
Not as kids, no.
So we all grew up rough. Is that what I'm fucking hearing? Like, that's what made it cool though, because like when you fucking finally got to go, they had the bomb ass commercials with Jeffrey the giraffe. Like that shit was cool, man. God, Toys R Us.
Me and Amanda used to go all the time before we even had kids. That was like we just walk around. It's just like 90% of the time we wouldn't buy anything, but it was just fun to walk around.
It's like screw going to a Lowe's, right? Now we gotta go to Toys R Us or whatever.
That was right before the Lowe's, because then you hit that stage in life when Lowe's, like you look forward to going to Lowe's.
I'm gonna go to Best Body and Beyond. I'm gonna do a little something like kind of those things.
I don't know if we'll have time, but
but we'll see. You either, Stevens. No Toys R Us for you?
No, not really. It wasn't one of the stores. We had like I don't know if you guys had it up here, but we had Gemco, which was like a Target before Target. So it was like a grocery store / store. So it was like a like a Target or a Walmart before.
Oh, okay.
Came in. So that's kind of where we always seem to end up, that I remember. We didn't go there too often.
Was this an RC?
Yeah.
Was it like a Kmart? Did you guys ever go to Kmart?
Yeah, it was kind of like a Kmart. Yeah.
You guys are using all my stores for the later shows. But Gemco though, I had never been to a Gemco before. I didn't know those things existed.
I think I've heard of that, but I never went to one. But I've heard that name. I don't. Maybe there's a toy brand or something.
That's what it was called. I don't know if it was like a toy thing, but it seemed very much like Walmart, Kmart, that kind of thing. Let me see if I can.
So before those were like markets and also everything else, this was like the OG version of that?
Yeah, I guess an American chain of membership. Like
you were a member.
Damn, Stevens.
Damn, Stevens.
I don't remember it being a membership, but I was also
you didn't pay the membership. 10. Why would you know?
I don't remember showing a card when we walked in, that's for sure.
They knew. They knew. They knew when you walked in.
Yeah. Oh, but the outside looks like what it looked like.
Oh, that's what you remember?
If you Google it, yeah, that's
How'd you spell it? How do you spell it?
Gemco. Gemco.
So, speaking of something that Steven said Steven said something a little earlier. Bro, like, how many more years? How many more years do you guys think before, like, most malls are just dead?
I don't know. I think
Uh,
Let's
I
put pen to
haven't.
paper right here.
No,
Be soothsayers. Like, and I'm not saying every mall ever, but I'm saying when most malls die. Like, if you had to pick a
no.
number, no, you think they'll always be around?
I think malls are gonna make a massive comeback
Ooh, when what happens? Like,
when the right people take over the idea. Someone somewhere is gonna do something with a mall that's dying, and then
uh-huh.
the people are gonna love it, and then it's gonna take off everywhere.
Oh, I
Whether
disagree with you on
I
that.
just I just think that these things go in waves.
Yeah.
The idea of a mall when they first were introduced was something unique, and so it blew
hmm
up. And then now the internet kind of knocked it down, but people are gonna eventually get tired of. They're gonna find holes on internet shopping, like clothes.
hmm
It's hard to buy
Yeah.
clothes
hmm
online. So for the so then for certain things, right?
hmm
It's
Yes.
still there's still nothing like going to a place and trying
hmm
it on, making sure you're gonna like it.
hmm
So it's and then I think that's just an example of what I think later on. Um, I think it's just gonna take a while to figure out what those type of stores are gonna be able to blossom in a mall. It might be a different looking type of mall, but
hmm
maybe not the idea of a mall that we've known of our whole lives. Maybe it'll be a different version of a mall.
mhm.
What do you think, Stevens? You got a number on it?
Uh,
You think it'll make a huge comeback?
no, I think by 2030, they're at least all like our East Hills Mall was. Like
hmm
where
hmm
where it's just
hmm
stores trying to survive, but um
hmm
it's not the main stores.
Yeah, it's like mom and pop shops, kind of like
Yeah.
almost like an indoor swap meet. I
Yeah.
mean,
I
at a
think
point.
I think online is becoming too easy, too convenient. I think we're going more towards the Wally style of life. And I don't think like it is nice to go into a store and there are those people, but man, I don't know. Like are our kids are I don't have kids, but are our children going to grow up and go to the mall? I don't see that. That's not their
No.
thing.
Mm-mm.
They're gonna
Yeah.
order their
Well.
shit from Amazon,
Mhm.
send it back because it's
Or
free returns.
yeah, exactly. Just get it online, right? Get it online
Yeah.
and just go from there. I don't I my thing is like our local mall is kind of gross now. I had to
Mhm.
go to return something we ordered online. Was like and like I literally had to go in and I was like, let me do a lap. Let me just see what's
Mhm.
going on, right? Because I
You
hadn't been there in
couldn't,
a while.
so
And
you
it's
couldn't
like,
return it
ugh.
online.
Well, it was easier to just do it there. That was
Mhm.
the thing. You know what I mean? Like I
What
could
do
have
you
returned it
mean?
online.
What do you mean? Doing everything online is so much easier and convenient.
That's what I'm saying. I use that, but trust me, if it was Amazon, I would have just dropped it off at a UPS and been done with it.
Mhm.
That's the thing. But since it was like a Tilly's, we're like, oh, let me just go
Oh
drop it
yeah.
off at the Tilly's or whatever. That's really
Yeah.
what it was. Did I buy something from Tilly's because of that? No. Like I just returned it. Like you know what I mean? And that's the thing. And actually, my wife just ordered a different size from online.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
mean, but it was just kind of like meh. You know what I mean? It was I was like, damn, there's more of the mom and pop shops kind of popping up. There's
Mhm.
800 carts in the middle of it. It's just like Jesus
Mhm.
Christ, like, bro, do we need another cart in the middle here? Like, it was just you could just kind of tell I'm like, oh man. And the first thing I thought is East Hills. That's one of our local first mall that shut down a while back. But the only reason I think that they might go away, not again, not every single one of them, but that most of them might go away is because there's so many outdoor shopping centers now with
Mhm.
sometimes the stores that you want to go to next to a supermarket, next to something where you can kind of it's almost like the mall, but just outside, right? But you're not
Yeah.
indoors like a mall. The other day my wife was like, oh, I want to get something at Bed Bath and Beyond. That was funny, the jokes we were making. And she was like, should I go to the mall or the one on Stockdale? And I'm like, go to the one that's out. Like you don't have to deal with the mall people, you ain't got to worry about anything else. You can just go in into that one store that you want and get out. I think maybe that's what it is. Long gone is this like I want to shop at four different places that are just in this one place.
But that's
You
like
know?
a strip mall, right? I mean, strip
Yeah,
malls were
I
a
guess
thing before the malls
malls.
that we know of
Mhm,
malls. So I think it's just like someone had an idea.
The
Well,
wave.
now let's do this with
mhm,
a quote unquote mall. Now it's all indoors. It's everything's inside, and there's a little food court, and then that
mhm,
became what we know as a mall. The strip malls were kind of like trashy during that time.
mhm,
Now the indoor malls are kind of like gross,
The
like
the
cars.
trashy one.
And the strip malls, all these it's perfect example where we live. All these new communities are, the city is expanding. They're opening up they're building all these. I mean, I would call them strip malls, little shopping
Yeah,
centers
outdoor shopping centers.
with all these stores, and that's like what is being built now. So I feel like that. I guess that's what I'm saying is that's gonna be
Hmm.
our new mall. You know what I mean? Where it's still gonna be fun to
Hmm.
go and have a meal and be able to have a meal here and walk around and do school shopping. And I still have a lot of fun going with my wife and kids to go school clothes shopping.
Hmm.
This year we went to the Camarillo outlet mall,
Hmm.
and it was fun. It was a good time. We were walking around all day and there was a shitload of stores, whatever you're looking for. We had a meal. Like, I still feel like there's something to that, being able to have that option. It's hard
But
for me to
I guess
believe.
I just guess that I guess that to me is not an indoor mall. Like what I'm thinking of, like
But
the Valley
but
Plaza
that's
and
what
stuff like that.
but that's what I'm
Hmm.
saying is that
Hmm.
the what we think of a mall is gonna become something different.
Something different.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a different version of it.
No, I guess, and that's I mean that might be the case, right? It's just gonna look different, and they'll make a comeback some other way, shape, or form. But I just think like I think the biggest difference of growing up and when I see strip malls is I just remember them being big stores where now you get a lot of these little stores just getting like a Vans or getting like this, and they just have their own storefront, and you're like, I'm just gonna go do that. Like I
Yeah.
don't have to go into fucking Macy's to get Vans. I can just go to Vans
No,
to get Vans. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like so I
the
think that's
brands
yeah.
have their own little
Mhm.
shops. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's okay, you're right. That's just an outdoor mall. That's all. That's
Yeah.
all basically that is, right? I guess I'm just thinking of the old school. When I think of a mall, I think of indoor. There's a movie theater usually attached to it.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a Wetzel's Pretzels in there somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be certain
Yeah,
things for it to like be a
like
mall or whatever, right?
like in
Mhm.
our where we live, River Lakes, that's a mall. That's the new version of the mall. There's a
Just
Starbucks,
outside. Yeah.
there's a jewelry store, there's all these places to eat. There's, what's little grocery stores. There's a
Hmm.
Bevmo. There's everything, right? It's like
Yeah. Hmm.
there's a
Yeah.
Vans
There's the Vans
store.
right there. Yeah.
So so I just think that's what our new quote unquote mall is gonna be. Um, it's just gonna be it's a pivot. It's a pivot away from something that's kind of dying out and just you know
But I agree with Stevens though. I think by 2030, the indoor version of it will have to be getting some kind of facelift, or that building's just not going to be there anymore. It'll become a strip mall. It'll become where
Yeah.
like it's just
You think they
storefronts or
get
whatever, you know.
yeah, they get knocked down? You think they get knocked down, or you think those
Hmm.
big buildings? Well,
They
yeah, you
still need
can't really.
something because we had a whole nother mall before you got here. We had a whole nother one, and I don't even know what the hell that is right now, Stevens.
It's knocked down and
Oh,
I
they
don't know
actually
because
knocked it down. Okay,
yeah, it keeps changing what it's gonna be,
owners.
but yeah, I
Hmm.
don't know.
Yeah, like
I
so. I
don't know.
mean, I could see it being knocked down and becoming a big old strip mall. Throw a Walmart in there, throw a well, dude, for God's sakes, did you know this? I didn't know this till recently. Our local Target was fucking vandalized and they shut it down for a few days. Like the Target was closed.
It had a
Which one?
fire. The one attached to the mall.
You know what? That's the
Oh,
shit all
really?
the mall. Yeah, some
So
lady, they're calling her the Grinch, went in there
yep,
and lit the presents on fire, bro.
yep,
And she lit these fucking these decoration presents, and fucking they had to shut that bitch down for a few
yeah.
days.
The whole Christmas section or whatever, like had
Oh,
caught
was
fire.
it an accident or?
No, no, it wasn't Stevens. The glee in her. They even have a picture of her, bro. They want her ass.
Yep.
But they literally had to shut that Target down, bro. I was like, wow.
Well,
Wow.
between that and then like I don't know what it is about being at the mall, maybe because it's all indoors and but like the smash and grabs there are freaking
Hmm.
crazy. Like and I don't know
Yeah.
if that's true in the strip mall parts also. But, like, in the mall, the last few times I've been in there, someone has, like, been literally running out with stuff.
Really?
Really?
Yes, that's why I don't go anymore. I'm like, "Freaking that, no, like, I'm not dealing with it."
Yeah, let you be caught
It's
up in so you're in the way or some shit like on a bad day or
exactly. I'm
something.
like I'm like, "Heck no." Even at Target, they run in there and run out. So I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I don't want to say. I'd be like, you know what? You heard what happened to Stevens? Man, some lady lit a fucking present on fire in a Target. They ran her ass over on the way out. That's how I'm gonna go out. There's gonna be some silly shit like that, bro. Like, I gotta go to fucking Target. God damn it. Poof, ah! And it's just like, that's it, bro. Like, that's the end of me is fucking some stupid Target smash and grab, bro. God damn it. That's how I'm gonna go out, Enrique. That's how I'm gonna go out, bro. A smash and grab. All right. On another completely fucking different note, but I had sent something to Enrique about this, and he never answered back because he doesn't like answering texts. He's worse than me. But
What'd you send me?
so correct everything that I'm saying. So in the 2024 Topps Chrome
Oh, okay.
update, which dropped when, Enrique? Like last week, right?
Last Wednesday, yes.
Last Wednesday. So this is an update for baseballs for the end of the baseball season, Stevens. They're dropping a 1 of 1 debut patch for Paul. How do you say his last name, Enrique? Because I'll fuck it up.
Well, it's for Paul Skenes. So it's for
Paul Skenes.
all the rookies that debuted this year. Just a little story behind these cards.
Enrique's about to miss
Tops.
out.
No, hold on. Yeah, a little bit. I'm cut me off. I'm getting a little long winded, but so Tops is owned by Fanatics. Fanatics is introducing some new ideas to the card industry. They purchased Tops. What they started doing when they took over is someone in the company had a really good idea of whenever the rookies come up and play their first game in the major leagues, they started to put a debut patch on their jersey on the sleeve. And this was an idea that the guy had. They contacted MLB. MLB was like, yeah, you guys make our jerseys anyways, so do whatever you want. Come up with a patch, whatever. So they came up with a patch. So then after the player debuts, they take the patch off the jersey and they put them on the card. So then on the tops update, which is the last tops
Release.
Topps Chrome, yeah, the release, they do an update release, so then you get cards with like after all the trades happen, there's after the season's over, and they put these cards in the Topps update release, which is around this time of year, and they're all 1 of 1s. So
Because they only wore that
it's
one
just
jersey.
it's just
That
because
one patch.
they only wear that patch that one game when they debuted.
And for non-baseball people, Enrique, how you were explaining this to me the other day, this kid who ended up winning National League Rookie of the Year today, it was officially, as of this recording, he won National League Rookie of the Year. You think he has a chance for Cy Young or no?
He has a chance. I don't think he'll win it, but
okay, but he has a chance. But what makes this kid special? Like you were telling me how long he like stayed in wherever and all that. What happened to him?
so in baseball, usually, kids either get drafted out of high school, which if they do, they'll go into the minor league system, and there's different levels within the minor league system. So most of the time they start off very low, and if they're good, they move up. But usually, by the time a really good player makes it to the majors, it may take 3 to 4 years, seasons, and these are for like the really like big studs that are like come in hot with big expectations, and this just takes a while to develop because it's hard. Baseball's hard. I don't know if people know this, but it's any professional sport is hard. But when you're talking about baseball, now you have a minor league system that is just a bunch of players in it. It's hard to stand out. So the thing that makes Paul Skenes special is he got drafted out of college. So he didn't get drafted. He didn't get drafted out of high school. So he went to college. He got drafted, and you would still expect him to be in the minor league system for, I don't know. I was expecting 2 years at the most, and that's like
He's amazing.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This kid was in the minors for months, Stevens.
Wow.
Months. And then not only does he get called up after being in the minors for months, he gets called up, immediately starts pitching. He's a starting pitcher and
Oh, wow.
dominating major league hitters.
Good.
Dominating to where the time of a season that kids get called up is actually kind of telling, because usually at the end of the seasons, they'll give a lot of kids chances. They'll be like, yeah, come up, whatever. It's the end of the year. Just come up, see what happens, see how you do. This kid actually got called up really early in the season, which is like, wow, like
Weird.
they must really like this guy, like, to be calling
Yeah.
him up this early. Immediately becomes the ace of the staff,
Oh wow.
dominating kids, gets gets all-star. He makes the all-star team,
Oh wow.
starts the all-star team, the all-star game for the National League,
Oh
strikes
wow.
out two of the I forget if I know he struck out some fools. They
Mhm.
don't pitch a lot in the all-star game, but
Yeah.
he started the game, dominated the game, and then just finished the year strong. So he's like the big so with going back to the debut card, it's a
So this
big
is a
deal
card you want.
because
This is the card you want in this pack,
the kid's the real deal. I mean, he's already proven it. So he
and
might,
it's he might falter next year. He might take a step
he'll have
back, but
yeah,
he
it
right
happens.
now he's a guy,
It
right?
happened to
So
Mike Trout, right? It happened to Mike
yeah,
Trout. It happens
yeah,
to
yeah.
all the
It
best of them.
happens. Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's a one of one out there, Stevens. So what I'm saying is, when you start making money off this podcast and start buying this, because the Pirates, because let's be real, the only reason the Pirates were on any news channel or anything is because of this kid. Because if
Mhm.
you're not in Pittsburgh, right, like, and that's just the reality of it, right? Especially because baseball has become kind of regional, except for like maybe 4 or 5 teams. I think. I think the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox. Is that a hit?
Cubs? You
Like
say Cubs?
Cubs, maybe the Cubs. Yeah, yeah, I can see that, especially after they won it, right? Most of these teams are super regional, right? So nobody's talking about the Pirates if you're not in Pittsburgh, but because of this kid, they were. So if you get this one of one card, again, hint, 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 when you start buying these boxes, how much does a box cost? Enrique, look that up. But if you buy,
250 for this release for a hobby box, bro. Because
trying to buy some. All right. If you get this card, the Pirates want it so bad so they can put it up in the stadium and show that they have this card of this kid that'll probably leave in 4 to 5 years when he goes to the Yankees, the Dodgers, or the Red Sox, or the Cubs, or the Mets, and who knows, right? Because they have nothing else to really hang their hat on right now. He's their guy. You win, so they're willing to trade for this card. 2 Pirate season tickets behind home plate for 30 years.
It's crazy.
A softball game for 30 people at the park. So we can invite us three and 27 of our closest friends to come play a softball game. Oh, and you get coached by Pirates alumni. So they'll bring old players to coach your softball teams. Spring training experience like no other, including a private tour of the Pirate City and Lincoln Park. That's imagining where they do the spring training. Meet and greet with the player, Paul Skenes. 2 autographed jerseys from Paul Skenes. Taking batting practice and warm up with the team. So you can actually warm up with the team. And other unique experiences at Pirate City and Lincoln Park. So if you are willing to just trade this card in, the Pirates are going to give you all that. But to me, if you're not from Pittsburgh, you're probably holding on to the card, right?
well, then and immediately all these auction houses, came
Mhm.
Yeah.
tweeted, they came out with statements saying, "Hey, don't do this. Put it on our site. We'll set it up. You will set your kids up. You can probably look up the tweet from Ken Golden with
I'll go there.
Golden Nugget.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was like, "Dude, don't do that. Please email me directly if whoever pulls this card.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
kids will be your kids will be set up for college. Like, trust me. Like, just don't take this offer from
Do it.
the Pirates,
So,
which is kind of whack. Like, good try, Pirates. Like, I get it, but
okay, if it was the Dodgers, you wouldn't
I
take
think
that package?
no. But I think this card's gonna bring in a mill at least in auction.
What if he tanks next year and he sucks donkey dicks?
You sold it.
You
What do you
sold it,
care?
too bad. Yeah, so you'd have to sell it before next season.
Yeah, it'll get pulled
It'll
and
sell
it'll
fast.
go up on auction. It'll go up on auction immediately.
So you would not take the package. You would take the money.
No, because all these things you could, if you really wanted them that bad, you could make it happen. Like I could make it. If I really wanted Dodger season tickets, maybe not behind home plate, but come on, bro. Like
Yeah,
you know,
I get you.
you know
I'll
how
take the
hard.
money. I'm just,
Yeah,
I would take the money. I get it. I was just wondering.
But for 30 years, like that,
I
if you
know.
were behind home plate, those seats, even if you didn't use them, you could sell them.
you can sell them. Yeah,
And like, so the taxes, so you have to consider too, if you're selling this
yeah,
thing for $1 million, you're getting 500,000, right?
yep,
So like,
yep.
So
Ah,
where's that line? Like, if I can sell those seats like in this season, that's a season ticket, not like 5 tickets a year. That's a like season tickets. So those seats for
Yeah,
every game behind home plate, like you can make some money off those.
80 games a year.
yeah.
I
I think
mean,
I think if it's the Dodgers, if it's
Sure, it's
I'm just
gotta
thinking.
be the team that has the fans, right? That wanna go.
Plus,
yeah,
plus with I'm just like in our case, right? We're not in Pittsburgh. Like, what the fuck do we want 2 seasons?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what
yeah,
do we
yeah.
want
Yeah,
season tickets to
yeah.
the Pirates for? Um, so even if you can't sell them, like we can't make the games. You know what I mean? So
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm,
it would change things if now if it's an Otani card and we're talking about Otani signed shit, like that's a
Mhm.
different story. I mean that stuff. It's you know what I mean. That
The
changes
value is
things.
gonna be there. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just crazy. I think that's a crazy ass offer from Pittsburgh, though. But
I
I
just
mean,
think,
like,
but it's fun. I love that this stuff happens now because of the card industry, like the trading card industry. Like I think it's awesome that like teams are doing this kind of stuff. It just adds that extra excitement. Like we have card shop owners and auction houses that are putting bounty on cards now. Where it's like, hey,
mhm.
mhm.
if you pull this card, I'll pay you 250,000 or whatever. And that's cool. I think that's fun. It makes it fun. It adds to the if you're a collector, if you like to do that kind of stuff, it just adds that much more excitement to it. So
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those shows online, right, where somebody pulls this for somebody and they lose their shit or whatever. That's cool. I mean, hell,
Mhm.
hopefully, I would love it to go to some fucking kid, bro. That like, you know what
yeah,
I mean?
it
That'd be
will
dope.
probably,
You
yeah.
know what I mean, I think that's cool. I mean, because like, if you said the box 250, how many packs is that?
So
Ten?
well, I think retail 250 because of all this
Yeah,
hype,
yeah,
they've gone up a little bit.
yeah.
So
Up. Okay.
you're probably gonna pay 275 for one, honestly
How many
now.
packs?
I think a hobby box. So the update ones, I think the hobby boxes only have like 5 cards in the pack. And let me look it up. Let me look it up. I'll tell you
I'm just
exactly.
thinking, like, like, does a kid go into a hobby shop, put 20 bucks down, gets a pack or two, and if he hits, that'd be fucking cool. Like, you
Yeah,
know, what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, that'd be dope. It probably won't be that. It'll be somebody buying the box for $500 on some breaker shit, and he breaks and he wins. But that's still cool, though. I mean, it's just different now. What are we
yeah,
looking
because
at? How many packs?
because you got jumbo boxes too, and I'm not
Mhm.
sure if they're in like and then there's mega boxes, jumbo
Is it
boxes.
in a mega box? Is it in one of those different ones? Oh,
Hmm. So a hobby box actually now is going for $350.
it's already up $100. Come
Woo.
on, Stevens. We got to get it while we can, Stevens. We gotta get
So goddamn, I was looking at one last week for 250, bro. I should have pulled the trigger. So they're 4 cards per pack, 24 packs per box.
Oh, okay, 24 packs per box. So like $10 a pack, just as a guesstimate, right? But
Mhm.
you're gonna have to make some money off of it. So like 15 to 20 bucks a pack. 5 cards per pack. Not even a piece of gum, Stevens. Not even a
I
piece of gum
know.
anymore, bro.
Just cards. And you
Just
hope you could
cards,
sell the
man.
other ones for something one day, right?
Oh my god, that's crazy though. But like you said, I just think that was fucking fun. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that's so fucking cool. Like, I think that's kind of crazy that they're going for
Well,
it.
and
But
people are adding on to it. Like Seth Meyers is like, just show me the card for like a second, and you can get 4 seats to my show or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
that's awesome. That's cool. I'll let you come into a reading of fucking the next episode or whatever.
But
That's
this is
cool.
Yeah.
this is what's gonna happen, right? Is it takes the first time, and then when the next hotness comes out next year or whatever,
Mhm.
it's just all these people it's gonna become a whole thing, and then I love it. I love it. It's fun.
That's cool, man. Well, speaking about something else that's fun, when you're not dealing with a bunch of bullshit, we're talking about rides, people. Our favorite rides for the week. What are your top five? What are you thinking when you think of rides? I was just thinking vehicles, but what are you thinking when you're thinking of your favorite
When
So
you
rides?
we
said
keep
it right now, I was like, God damn it, I should have thrown a car in here.
Oh, here it goes. I ain't got one fucking real ride in here. I got nothing but cars in this bitch. Now I'm joking because we'll have a list at that one point in time, I'm sure. All right. But our favorite rides, top five. What are your top five, Stevens? hit him off with the hotness. This is Steven Enrique's fucking wheelhouse right here.
This
What are
was.
your top?
Should you go first on this one?
Oh my god, I don't know, because this was really hard.
I
Because
know, but
there's
should
so many
Ivan?
rides.
Should Ivan go first?
Don't think of the flow. I got 5 rides. Right. All right, Steven. All right. I told you. Kid,
One of
the car for
one of them.
Square.
One of them's the Red Baron ride at Knott's Berry Farm.
Fucking dope ass ride. All right. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at those quarter rides outside of the fucking stores. So, with that in mind, Stevens, what are your top 5 rides?
All right, so I looked over it again, and it's changed quite a few times, like many of our lists have. But at number 5, I have the good old fashioned Space Mountain. Partly
Hey.
because I believe it's my first coaster. It's still a badass coaster.
Wow.
Yeah, like they've changed the music up. They put Ghost Galaxy on it, so it gets a little different every once in a while. It's fast, it's fun. You know the track, but who cares? Like it's
And that
good.
darkness, does it really matter if you know the track? I feel like it's
Yeah,
still fucking hard to realize what's going
that's
on.
what I'm saying. Like it's a good
Mhm.
ride. It's a good ride here. It's a good ride on the other coast. Those are the only 2 I've done, but it's a badass ride on either side. So
Are
that
they
was my
are
number
they
5.
really different? Are they different? Or like a completely different? Or
No, I wouldn't say they're that much different, but it's different enough.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And like Ric Flair says, Space Mountain, the oldest ride in the park, but still, what does he say? It's like the oldest park in the oldest ride in the park, but still the best or something. Because he always tells
Oh,
girls that he's gonna take them to Space Mountain. So he says something along there. I'll look it up. But go ahead. What's the next one?
yeah. It's a good one. At number 4, I put Ghost Rider, which is at Knott's Berry Farm for those of you that are not SoCal people.
Me too, Stevens.
Oh
We
yeah?
just on that one. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ghost Rider is a badass wooden coaster. Like I almost put oh now I can't think of the name. It's escaping me. But I almost put the big white coaster from Magic Mountain. What's
Colossus.
that one? Colossus.
Colossus.
I almost put that
Mhm.
one on. But then I was like,
Yeah.
no, Ghost Rider is more fun. It like
Mm-hmm.
it hurts just the same, but
Mm-hmm.
it's fast and it's good. Like the adrenaline rush is there. Um
Mm-hmm.
so
Well,
that is
yeah,
my
you
number
you're
4.
on that bitch for 2 minutes. Like
Yeah.
Stevens, like, this ain't no walk in the park. This is a 2 minute ride. God damn it! Like it's so
That
badass.
is
Yeah.
true. That
Mhm.
is true. My number 3, I put Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure, uh, which
Rolls
is
off the tongue.
it's that ride. I almost put Gringotts, but the motorbike is badass, and the queue is fun. The ride is awesome. I've not driven the motorbike. I've always been in the sidecar. The last couple times we've gone, but you have 2 different seating options. Um, yeah, like the Harry Potter rides at Universal are just they're another level, and all of them are really good. But I went with that one for my number 3 because that's just a fun experience. Enrique, have you done
Where's
the Universal rides?
where's this park? Where's this
This
right at?
one's Florida. This one's
Oh
Florida.
no.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, they're fun. Those rides are fun. My number 2 is Rise of the Resistance. At
Oh, we matched up
Disneyland.
again, Stevens.
Oh,
It's on my
that
list as
like
well.
Mm.
yeah, like I don't even know what to say there because
They changed the game with this one, Stevens.
it did like rides are not the same anymore. Even that queue to walk through, like when you're
Mhm.
outside, it's not really a queue, but once you start getting inside and you walk by all the cool shit to
Mm-hmm.
see, and they've got the
Mhm.
data pad stuff, and then you get to the first room where you're actually seeing stuff, and then you get to go,
Mhm.
you go on the first part that kind of takes you to the bigger part, and it's a whole acted out thing. And
Yeah, it's so
yeah,
cool.
and the animatronics are really good, and I'm sorry, but walking in that room with the troopers and the TIE fighters up on the wall,
Mhm.
that it's that's a whole other oh, and then the room with the AT-ATs, right? Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
y
Mhm.
yeah, that shit, it just blew me away, and the ride is fun. The ride itself is fun. It's not, like,
Mhm.
boring or
Mhm.
whatever, like, the trackless system, um, the design of it keeps you keeps you in and keeps you going. And then my number one, any guesses?
Um,
Something
number
Disneyland?
one,
Are we in
Disney.
Disneyland?
We are still at Disneyland.
Your favorite ride,
You already said
Indiana Jones.
Rise.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's an honorable mention
Ooh.
because that's a
Splash
fucking
Mountain,
good
because it was
ride.
racist.
No, Splash Mountain's
Oh.
it's a water ride. It's fine. I mean, I
Haunted,
don't dislike it, but it's not in
Oh,
my top.
Haunted Mansion. Good call,
Haunted
Enrique.
Mansion.
Good
Yes,
call.
Haunted
Yeah,
Mansion
yeah.
is my
As
number
soon as you
one.
said it, I was like, yeah, duh. Yeah, good call, Enrique.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion. And Pirates was honorable mention because I
Yeah.
love that shit
hmm
too.
hmm
Uh like there's so many good things, but Mansion, I I just get lost in the theming of it. Like I appreciate the whole going in a house and the scary voice, and you're going in with ghosts and there's a story, and um just every time I go, I feel like there's something new I'm seeing, and there's a lot happening. There's a lot of lore to it. They finally started selling merch. Um, yeah, that is my
Did the
all-time
the
favorite.
little the little shop, the little gift shop at the end opened up?
It's not open, but they've taken the walls down, so you can see the outside now, but it
Okay.
hasn't opened the store yet. And the queue opened up, the new queue.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
It looks
so and
awesome.
oh, and I should clarify, I do appreciate Orlando's version, but our version is my favorite because it's ours.
We're the OGs, Steven. We're the OGs.
Yeah, it's the original one. The other one is cool. It has some cool elements, but ours is the best.
Is that one completely different? Like, or is it pretty similar?
It's very similar, but there's added rooms over there,
Hmm.
and they have a different yeah, they just like their queue was more interactive to begin with and so on. Um Yeah, it's different enough. And then like I've not been to some of the other ones, but like I've heard, like I've seen Phantom Manor. I have books about Phantom Manor. I have but I've never been on it before, so I couldn't put that
Hmm.
up there, but that's a really, like, I love the feel of that one too. And then cuz that's Hong Kong's, I believe. And then
Hmm.
yeah, they it's good all over wherever it's at. But
I,
my honorable mention besides Indiana Jones, because there's so many, I was like, I don't know
I
which
know.
ones to put.
I know.
There was
I know.
so many. But the first upside down coaster, because I didn't put an upside down coaster on,
Revolution.
Revolution. And that was with my
Yeah,
dad.
yeah,
That was with my
yeah.
dad
That's
way back.
dope.
I
That's
finally
dope.
got tall enough, and dad was like,
hmm
"Let's go." And I like, so that
hmm
one's on there just for
Where's
nostalgia
this at?
reasons.
Where's this at?
hmm
That's at
Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did have Goliath on because I thought
Dude, that
Goliath is a
dropped the first time, bro. When you
it's
go
a
into that little cave,
good,
you're like,
yeah,
when the fuck is it stopping? Like, when's it gonna
yeah.
stop, bro? It just goes,
And
bro. Yeah,
and
yeah.
sadly, it's the only coaster that I can still do there because I can't really do the upside down ones anymore
Mm.
without
Mhm.
it messing up
Because
my
that's
whole
just a
day just
drop,
because
right?
I'm old. Yeah, so it's
Mm.
the only one that doesn't really go upside down that's still like a rush because I still love them. And I can do one, but it'll be like 3-4 hours before I can do another
Yeah.
one. So Magic
Yeah.
Mountain is a downer now for me, but, but I still got the love for it. And then my other honorable mention was oh, Green Gots, I said, because that ride is
Cool.
really fun too.
All
So
right. Top
I
five right
like
there
it.
for Stevens.
I
That's
like
a
it.
good one. We had some matches. All right, Enrique, where you at? What are your top five?
So my 4 or 5 is Disneyland, as you would imagine. My number 5,
Four
I
out of
have.
five at Disney.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
my number 5 is matching with Stevens is Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
at number 5.
It. Yeah. So I'll explain. I'll explain. Don't yell at me.
No, I just that's really low.
Yeah.
I must be some other
So
awesome stuff there.
I was looking. Well. I think it comes down to kind of like what hits the heart. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just
yep,
that
yep,
kind of
yep.
stuff. So I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I appreciate the shit out of this fucking ride because this ride is amazing. It changed
Mhm.
the game, like we said earlier. there's levels to it. It's not just you go and sit down on a thing and takes you around. Like you're walking from one thing to another. You get off. There's actors making they put you in the scene of a movie. It seems
Movie.
like you think you're going somewhere else. You get into this other room, and then all of a sudden it's like then this hidden door opens, and it's just like now you're over here, and now you get on this thing. It's amazing. It's an amazing ride, one of a kind when it first came out. So I appreciate the ride and the experience. So
Nice.
my number 4 is a reason this ride exists is because of Rise of the Resistance is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Wow.
That's another honorable mention. That was on my top 5 at one point, and then I was like, oh.
So this is how Rise of the Resistance changed the game, right? Because this ride now came after Rise, and it's kind of it's on the trackless system, and it's just the music and the character. It's just fun. It's just so fun. You get on, and it's just fun. You just dance, and the song gets stuck in your head for the rest of the next week. It's just just a good time. I just smile the whole time I'm on this ride, and the queue is really awesome too. And it's indoors, the queue completely. So when it's hot,
you're not in the hot. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's an awesome ride.
I don't think you guys have done that one yet, huh, Orozco?
I haven't done that one.
That wasn't
really?
open when you guys have been. Yeah, next time you go, like that's got to be one of the first ones you go to.
Very cool.
It's fun.
My number 3 is because it's just I love this ride. I've loved it for a long time, but I had to put it at number 3. It's Splash Mountain / Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I don't know what it is about the drop on this ride. I just love it. It's just I don't know. I can't explain it.
Water ride drops are weird because like they're a little more. They feel more dangerous than a coaster drop because you don't have anything. So I think it's that sense of like I can fly out this bitch, even though you're not obviously. But it just and then you're like crotched with somebody. Like it's just way more intimate than other shit. Like not in the weird way, Even though I try to make it weird a few times myself, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's not in the weird way. It's just that the fucking canoe, like it just feels janky. Even though you're safe as fuck, but it feels like I don't know. To me, it's a little like, ooh, this bitch. I don't know, like it's always that thought in my head.
Yeah, you're right, but I never feel unsafe on this ride.
No.
And then
it's just weird.
And then the drop, the length of the speed, the length, and everything is just perfect for me. It just fits me for some reason, and I just love it. So yeah. The only thing is the last time I rode this fucking ride, I was sitting in the front. I think it's the first time I've ever been in the front. I got so fucking wet, bro. It was
not in a sexy way either, bro.
No. I was getting humped the whole time. I wasn't even humping anybody.
Told you before. And you didn't even know the guy. All right, what's the next one?
Number 2 is Radiator Springs. The cars, right?
Yeah, I love that. That's a
Radiator Springs. Oh my god, it's so much fun. The inside part of the ride where it's just they just nailed it, and then
it's good.
The race at the end is just I wish it was a little bit longer. It would be the only thing for me just because I enjoy it so much. But it's a great fucking ride. And it sucks because it's such a popular ride. We made frequent visits. I know it's so hard. You can't get on it every day, every time you visit. So
no, and that queue is outside. So who wants to wait an hour for that?
Exactly.
And it's not, and they're not like roomy queues.
No,
it's like freaking right up. So you're in.
It's not a themed. It's not a themed queue. So you're just in a line, So it's just So it makes it tough to hit it every time you visit, but man, that almost helps it in a way because when you do get to ride it, it's like, oh, this is so awesome. I just love being in the ride, and it just goes too fast. It's the only downside.
It does. Good call on
yeah.
that one. I like that one.
And then my number 1 going away from Disneyland, but I had to put it at number one just because of me being a big fan of movies, even though I don't watch a lot of a lot of them, but I appreciate movies and the Universal Studio Tour for me is a ride.
The tram tour.
Yes, but the
I
tram
have
tour
it on
to
my
Yeah.
list
me,
too.
yeah,
I
bro,
have it on
I
my
love
list
this
too.
thing because even though most of the time we see the new we see the same stuff
Mm-hmm.
at and this is at Universal, but the possibility, which I hope happens to me one day, is I always think about what, and then it's hardly ever going to happen with me because I think these things happen during the week, and I always end up going on the weekends. But
Mm-hmm.
you see videos of people coming across actors that are working, because it's a lot, it's a working, lot,
Lot. Hmm.
Yeah.
and so you got that part of it, but yeah, just being in actual lots where stuff has been shot, so now you see stuff on TV and you're like, oh my god, that's the Universal lot, like,
Yeah.
it's just it gives it that extra aspect to it that is just so much fun.
Yeah.
So to me, that's my number one. It's just and then of course they throw in all this other stuff, the earthquake thing, the King Kong
Of
thing,
course.
just
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's good stuff.
yeah,
Hmm.
and I know recently they've tried to kind of change it up a little bit too, so which is good. It's they're doing that, but yeah, that to me is my number one. I don't know these. I mean, I could have easily put Radiator
Interchange it a
Springs
little
at
bit.
one, but yeah,
I know.
I
It
know
was hard, huh?
it
Any
was.
Like even
honorable mentions for you there, Enrique?
Transformers.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions. I mean, Indiana Jones. I think would be on my
Oh.
Indiana Jones for sure, and then the chlorine smell and Pirates. This just
Pirates.
it's just
The
That's
bromine.
awesome.
That one's
yeah.
bromine, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
But I think those are just classic Disneyland rides. I love the Monsters Inc. ride
Yeah.
at
Heck
DCA.
yeah. Yep.
It's just because I love that movie. That movie is like holds a special place in my heart. When it came
I don't think I've
out.
ever ridden that.
Oh my god, bro! Really?
Oh, that
Yeah.
one's
I don't think I
fun.
have.
Yeah,
It's at California Adventure I mentioned, right?
it
Yeah.
is.
I'm
By
surprised.
where?
You probably it's probably gone through on the left. Like when you go in, it's on the left down by the.
Huh. No, I'm just not remembering it. I'm just not
If you
remembering it,
don't
to be
know,
honest with you.
if you don't know it's there, you'll walk right
Probably
by
not.
it because
Mhm.
Oh,
you
I see
have
what you're
to.
saying. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So before I start my list, if you were a fan of the old pod and now if you're listening to this one, it's not the rides that I hate, it's the people. Just like I'm sure
Mhm.
people hate going to sporting events because of stupid ass people, because I
Mhm.
know they do ruin it. But it's the same for me when it comes to theme parks. If anything, I'm a fucking adrenaline junkie. I always have been. So I fucking coasters. Fuck yeah, bro. Until this day, I'm still down. Like, I'm begging Enrique to get on this shit with us, bro, and he won't do it. Like, I'm fucking all for it, bro. Like, let's go. So, I do love coasters, and I think all of my honorable mentions, free fall, because me and my dad did that together,
Oh,
and I
free
remember fucking
fall.
when I was tall enough, which was probably my freshman year of high school. So, I fucking remember fucking finally being tall enough to ride that shit with my pops. So, free fall's a big one for me.
Did
Viper
you ever have a
felt what.
moment? Did you ever have a moment where you looked at free fall and you were like, "Why did this seem so big and it looks so small
Oh yeah,
now?
and it's
Now
not.
that everything's
But when you
there?"
were little, you're
Yes,
falling from
that
heaven.
shit was
Like
big.
literally, you can
Yeah.
high five God when you're at the top.
Yeah.
Like that's how fucking high I was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Viper, I
And
felt like
Viper.
Viper was my first
Yeah.
modern coaster. I don't know if that makes
Yeah.
any sense. Like
It
that
was
was like,
new, that's
bro,
why.
fucking Viper,
I wrote I
bro.
wrote
Yeah.
Vi- I wrote Viper back in it when I was in high school. That shit was
Yeah,
dope.
Yeah.
you were like, what the fuck, bro? Viper, like that
Yeah.
Goliath, crazy.
Yeah.
Goliath is fucking insane. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank right now. Knott's Berry Farm. Not the one with the big drop, but the one that you like clip in and you tuck. Oh my god. Silverado, silver bullet.
Oh.
Silver bullet's a fucking
Oh,
banger,
yeah, yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Silver bullet's good, man. Yeah, Tatsu's fucking
Tatsu's
amazing.
fun.
That's a really good one. X when it would rotate. People
Yeah.
don't even know about the old X. See, X now does like it kind of like goes in a pattern, but when X first started, it was free
When it
spinning.
was just random, yeah.
So you had no fucking idea when you were gonna go in one direction or the other direction.
Yeah.
So all fucking and I could keep going, but old school a carousel, fucking old
Oh,
school carousel,
yeah.
probably the first thing I ever rode.
Yeah.
Imagine that at some point in time, and when with my kids. They all fucking been on a carousel at some point in time. So that would be a
Yep.
big one. And then the old school cheesy swings at the fair. Honorable mention for me
Yeah,
too. Those
yeah.
motherfuckers were just, it was cool. It was cool to be on those swings. And then of course, probably the most important ride of my youth on MTV was Pimp My Ride with
Oh,
Exhibit.
God.
That fucking show. I watched that shit religiously, bro. Don't act like you didn't watch that shit, Enrique. You watched
Yeah,
that bitch. Don't act like you didn't, fool.
yeah,
That's
I
a ride.
did. No, you're so dumb, bro. You're so
I said honorable mention. That shit was a banger, bro. Every week I was there. I wanted to see
stupid.
what this new card was, bro. But now officially, my list of all list number 5: bumper cars at your local fair.
Oh,
Fucking bumper
bumper
cars,
cars.
and at Knott's Berry Farm. I still get on that
Yep.
bitch at Knott's Berry Farm every time we go. I just like some
Yep.
good old fashioned bumper cars. You're looking for your people to hit. You want to give them a little bit of trauma. You want to catch them when they're not ready for you, and you fucking hit them a little bit. Fucking bumper cars are the shit. Number 4, Ghost Rider. It
Oh,
2 minutes and 20 seconds. What are we talking about?
something like
Or
that. It's
something
fast.
like that. It's
Yeah.
fucking wild, bro. Like
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? Why am I still on here? Like it just keeps going and going. It's so fucking cool. So I really
Yeah.
do enjoy the Ghost Rider for sure. Just the length of it, how long, it's pretty awesome. Number 3, because I'm noticing a lot of my shit's fair shit. Gravitron. Gravitron at the fair,
Is that the
bro.
standing
If you
up
guys
one?
don't, yes, and it was just a
Oh,
Yes.
spaceship with lights and shit.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
cool thing is, you would try to flip upside down while you were
Yeah.
on the wall, and then come back around because if not, you're gonna hit your head when that shit turned off or whatever. Like fucking Gravitron was the shit, bro. It was just something about spinning in a circle for fucking like as long as it did. It felt like forever, but I know it was probably like that, not that bad. I saw somebody walk one time inside that bitch. So I saw tricks happen in this motherfucker. Like it was out of hand, Gravitron, and it was like 10 tickets. That's all it took you was 10 tickets at the fair. Number 2 for me, Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance. That shit's
Yeah.
just, the line's cool. Like that's all I can tell fucking people. The line's fucking cool, bro. Like get the fuck out of here. Like it's not just a ride; it's everything that goes along with it. I am a fan of Star Wars. I've recently just been on a fucking like diet of it, just because it was a lot for a while. But the fucking, some of that shit's my childhood, and just having people yell at you and tell you to hurry up and go to the next part and go to the next part, and it looks cool, and you're on the fucking cruiser. It's just fucking cool. It's just cool. And then again, the track list part of it, and who only
mhm.
knows where that's going to go next, right? What's the
Yeah,
next ride and the next ride and the next ride that they use that for? But yeah, that's fucking awesome. But number 1, hands down for me, Studio Tour is just fuck. I still remember being a kid and going through Earthquake, being a
Yeah.
kid and going through the Flash Flood, being a kid and going through Jaws, being a kid and going through Metal King, like robotic King Kong. None of this fucking
Yeah.
screen bullshit.
Scream.
Like that
Yeah.
motherfucking robot, and he was like, it was so fucking cool. And liking kaiju and Godzilla and all that shit, you're like, oh, that's fucking King Kong. He's a bitch, but I mean, still, that's King Kong or whatever, right? Like that, seeing like, oh, we can't go this way right now because they're filming something. We got to go this other way or whatever, right? And
yeah,
I do like the King Kong screen shit. That shit's really cool. The Peter Jackson thing, and they're always figuring out, like, the Fast and the Furious is fucking hilarious to me. I laugh every time I see that shit. And
yeah. It's so
fucking Dominic
lame.
Toretto, it's so bad. Dominic Toretto like jumping off of a fucking car to hold on to a helicopter or whatever. Like, fuck it, I'm in for it, bro. Like every time I go in there, my same thought always happens. I'm like, man, The Rock and this guy don't like each other, right? Like it's just like I have the same thoughts every time. The fact that doesn't what is The Rock call the FBI agent? Like a pussy willow?
I don't know,
Or
but
like he calls him something, and you're like, that's kind of like, that's not nice, Rock. Like he calls him something kind of out of hand, like pussy pants or something, but it's not that bad. But it's something where you're like, yo, Rock. The thing from the Horrible War of the Worlds movie, but how it looks, and you're like, shit, yeah, that's a real
Yeah.
plane. Like that's fucking
yeah,
cool,
yeah, yeah.
right? So it's just everything that goes along with it. I like not Stallion Springs. It's not that. Nope. Um the theme park.
Oh.
Um oh my god.
I
Where
know.
Oprah tells you to get the money shot. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know everything about this movie, but the name of it. But anyways, that theme park from Nope, like, that's super cool, and it makes me
Yeah.
think of all the other Jordan Peele movies that I think are awesome. So it's just how it like makes you go back to the shine, not the shine. Yeah, the shining. No,
No.
not the shining, Psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah, like how it
Mhm.
takes you to that. Like it just for a moment, you're just like, movies. They're fucking
Do you
awesome.
you
You know what I mean?
remember when they would take you by the Great Outdoors house? The
Yeah,
that
the
The cabin or
what's his name?
whatever
Yeah,
on the
The
lake.
cabin.
Yeah.
Yes. What's in that place now? Like the dumb shit with
it's still
the
there.
not Desperate Housewives, but what's the show?
No, I think it's there. They just don't take you anymore.
They
Oh
don't
yeah, you
take you
go
through
up
it.
to Munsters and Desperate Housewives Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Oh, it
that's
is
cool
Desperate
too.
Housewives.
But
Yeah.
they
Okay.
they kind of stopped taking you through that as well. It seems like they skipped that now.
Oh,
I
do
still been
they?
on that. I
Bummer.
still been on that
They
recently.
have every time I've here lately. They haven't taken them down the street.
They do like live HGTV shows there or whatever. They've always got
Mm.
some like home
The Good
show
Place. They always
filming
take you
or
by the Good
something.
Place set that
Oh
looks like
yeah.
Italy or some
Yeah,
shit like that or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
But like, it's just being able to go
Yeah.
like
That shit's
like
fun.
what movies are supposed to do, right? And
yeah.
I like that cue too. Like
Jup,
I
Jup,
like
Yep.
reading that stuff on
Jupiter's
the side and
yeah,
Jupiter's Landing.
Yeah.
Jupiter's
Jupiter's
claim.
Claim,
claim. There
sorry,
you
Jupiter's
go.
Claim. Yes, yes, yes,
Yep.
yes. But I like reading the panels on in the
Yeah.
queue. I like seeing those videos of the old movies, and then when they
The
go through the list
posters.
from A to Z. Yeah, and the A to Z thing. Where, no, even the before you're going down with the posters are cool too. But even in
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
the like when you're just waiting in line, like the shit, you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's crazy. Fucking read every single one of those, and like like crazy. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know it's just a TV screen, but I like what they're playing on there. I even
Mhm.
like the Jimmy Fallon shit. Like I think it's
Yeah,
funny or whatever.
yeah,
So
it's good.
yeah, hands down, that's probably my favorite ride and stuff like that. And on a day where you've been out in the sun all day,
Mhm,
it's cool because you can just sit.
Yeah.
And at
mhm.
least for those 40 minutes, you're gonna be okay or whatever, like
Yep.
that's the thing. But yeah, I'm getting super excited about that Fast and the Furious roller coaster. That motherfucker looks crazy, dude.
It looks
The way it's being
cool.
wrapped around the part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but now we got 2026, right?
No, I
Have
think
they
it's
said that?
next year.
Oh, 25? I thought they pushed it to 26. I thought I
Oh.
saw that last time I went. Oh, and just to quote Ric Flair, it says Space Mountain may be the oldest ride in the park, but it still has the longest line. Because he always told people, he told the ladies he was going to take them to Space Mountain. So that's what he says about that ride right there. But
I
yeah,
love it.
Studio Tour, hands down. And like I said, man, I
Love
mean,
it.
I like the old rides too, but that Star Wars shit, you guys weren't
Mhm,
wrong about that. That's
mhm.
just next level. It's just fucking next level. And
Yeah.
the ride begins the moment you're in line. Like that's
What
crazy. Like,
what's
you know what I mean?
exciting about the new rides is like now that they've announced all the new stuff they're doing at Disneyland, which is a very exciting for us because our biggest downfall for our park has always been there's just no space. Where are
Space.
they gonna put this
Mhm.
stuff? But they figured it out. They're gonna do some crazy shit, and I'm so looking forward to it because these rides are gonna be crazy. The um they're doing the whole
Guardians?
land no,
Yeah.
what they're adding they're adding a ride in the Avengers
Yeah.
Mm.
In
area.
the Yep.
What's it called, Stevens? What's
I
the
forget.
official
It's
name?
Tony Stark. It's a Tony Stark thing. Something, something, something.
Mm.
That's the one,
And
right? Isn't it a
yeah,
Tony Stark one?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna add a whole area. Fucking what's the James Cameron fucking movie?
Avatar.
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 Shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well,
A
and that
whole.
was I was just gonna say when you were talking about that, like this is not even to mention the shit that's worldwide, but even just on the other coast, there's
Mm-hmm.
Tron,
Mm-hmm.
which is a badass coaster.
Yeah.
There's Avatar, which the the river ride, the Navi river ride. That one's cool because the electronics in there are cool. But
Mm-hmm.
when you get on the back of the Banshee and you fly and you can feel that thing breathe, that's a
Yeah.
That's
that's a
crazy.
badass ride too.
That's
And
cool.
like
Yeah.
there's so many things, and so to get even if it's just for us a little water ride that's themed to
Yeah.
Avatar, like there's a lot of cool shit. And then
This water
kind of
ride's gonna be cool though. You know they're gonna do
oh,
something.
it's gonna
It's
be
not gonna
cool.
be
No.
Jungle Cruise
The
water
the
ride, you know?
animatronics that are gonna be included and all of that kind of stuff are gonna be cool. And this is not even saying like next summer there's a whole new park opening in Florida that's
Yeah.
got much more Mario themed stuff. It's got
Mhm.
a
Oh, that's
whole
cool.
like monsters world, and it's got a
That's
how to
cool.
train your dragon, and they've got dragons flying over the land. They're like
I saw that
Crazy.
they've been testing them, right?
yes, that shit. I'm sorry, but that's like Disney's got to step the game up. They got to keep up with
They
Universal
will.
because
They will. I
They,
have
I'm
faith.
like,
Universal's
they
doing
will,
some
bro.
stuff.
They will.
Yeah.
I'm sure they
It's
will.
just cool.
Hey,
We're in a good time to be alive for rides. That's what I will say.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And dude, speaking of Marvel, they dropped their 5 and 6 phases, and I'm finally excited again after what I felt
Yeah.
was like 2 to 3 to 4 years of like meh. I'm like,
Yep.
bro, thank you very much for bringing that shit, making me excited again, dude. I'm
Yep.
really looking forward to some of this shit, dude. I'm like so excited about that. Captain America looks dope as hell. Like that looks like it's gonna be really
Okay,
good.
no, wait. Let's wait till the next episode. I want you to tell me all about it
Oh,
because
okay, okay, because
Yeah.
we do.
I'm out on
Oh,
Marvel right
yeah,
now.
I agree with you. I haven't
Oh
watched like the
no.
last. I'm with him, Stevens. I don't think I've watched the last
Ugh.
like 6 things. The only thing I've
Agatha was
watched is What If. The only thing I've
What
watched
If
is
is
What If.
good.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. I have not. Oh, and I watched the Werewolf by Night the other day.
Oh, that's
Just because
good.
I hadn't watched that, but that's
Mhm.
because I have a Mexican and I have to watch it. But like, but it was good. But it was really really good.
It's
But
good.
I haven't watched like half of anything, man. I'm in the same as you, Enrique, because I'm like, "Bleh."
Okay, well,
Like it was. I've been meh,
get me
but we'll see.
excited. Get me excited for the next
Right.
one, the
We'll do
next
that
phase.
next time. But again, guys, that was our top 5 rides. Agree with us, disagree with us. If you are where we are at, we are very lucky to have all these options and stuff like that without the sweatiness and the shittiness of Florida. So it's really, really cool that we get that, guys. That's on another note. Yes, Enrique.
One we forgot real quick. I gotta mention is Jurassic World. That drop
Oh
of
yeah.
Jurassic World. That one's a cool
Yeah,
ride too.
that's a good
Me
one
That's a good
we did
one.
too.
we did we do that? We
We've
did
done
that
it a few
together.
times, but yeah.
Yeah, with the
Uh,
last time we did it, we were so at it was at a Horror Nights,
yes,
was it?
yes,
Mm.
yes, 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 yes,
And we
yes.
were so fucking tired. Remember, we're just like, oh my god, like the line was so long, but we finally made it. And that
Yeah,
drop, it woke my. It was like the perfect thing we could have done because
it was work. Yeah.
I needed some energy to get walk back to the
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
And it was
Adrenaline,
perfect.
baby. Adrenaline.
It was
It was
great.
good. It was good. But yeah, guys, that's our top 5. Agree with us, disagree with us. Hit us up online. Tell us your list. Tell us questions that you want us to answer at a later date. But again, guys, that is rides, and it sounds like Stevens and Enrique know what's coming up, and that's also sounds exciting as hell too. But remember, guys, take a listen. We'll come out every week. We appreciate you guys. Keep listening to us up. If you want anything that you want us to talk about, let us know. We'll do it. Stevens, say bye.
Bye. Or I should say,
En-
have a tramtastic day.
Oh, stop
Whoa.
it. Enrique, say bye.
I can't top that. I just got by for you. Sorry.
And remember, my name's Ivan. Love you guys, and later, fuckers. Wu-Tang forever.